guns are based. If you clicked on this video, you're probably interested in military surplus rifles or guns in general. So, we're going to be going over cheap military surplus rifles. We're going into 2025. You walked into Walmart this week, you saw the Christmas stuff, and you said, wow, it's not even Thanksgiving. So we know New Year's is right around the corner, and you want to pick yourself up some milsurps. Let's go over some of the cheaper milsurps. So this list is going to be the cheapest to the most expensive, under $500. We're looking at milsurps that are under $500, and first we're going to have the Turkish Mauser. Now, this is going to come in around 300 bucks. I bought this for about $280, and I'm quite pleased with this. I was at first skeptical because, at least with the notoriety of Turkish shotguns and how not so great they are, I assumed the same thing of Turkish military surplus rifles like this M38 Mauser. So I kinda didn't pay attention to any Turkish firearms, but then I found out that these are actually really good rifles. They fire 8mm Mauser, 5-round clip, or 5-round magazine fed from a clip, and this was $280. They're around that price. They're kind of slept on for the most part, so pick one up while you can. If you see one, pick it up. I will say 8mm Mauser, kind of expensive, kind of pricey. If you're going to buy new production ammo, 8mm Mauser, it's going to run you about $2 a round. Now, if you buy the 8mm Mauser surplus ammo like I did, I specifically bought Romanian. I would keep off the Turkish surplus. Those tend to be hotter rounds. It's just higher pressure rounds. And if you buy the surplus, remember, you gotta clean them extensively. You gotta use water, warm water, to help get out any of the corrosive stuff. So be mindful of that. And also, with at least this Turkish Mauser, there have been cracks in the stock in not great places. The recoil lug was recessed into the stock, so that's the only issue I have seen with Turkish surplus rifles, is because they were shooting that hot Turkish ammo, they're going to have more cracks in the stock in places you don't want cracks in the stock. So be mindful of that, but great rifles for the price. So now we're going to move on to the next one. The next one is the M38 Carcano TS. Now, people will know this rifle as the rifle that Lee Harvey Oswald was using when he was framed for killing. Now, this rifle I picked up for just under 300 bucks, I believe. Really nice condition. Fires 6.5 Carcano or 7.35 Carcano. Really great rifles from what I hear. I don't have any ammo to, actually I have not fired this gun yet because I haven't found, or well, I haven't ordered any 6.5 Carcano online. I probably should at some point, but cheap rifles, especially the cavalry carbines, those are going for, from what I see, like $180. They're really cheap, really good rifles, despite what some fuds and boomers like to think. These aren't garbage by any means. These are really good rifles, so pick one up while you can, while they're cheap. I know this isn't necessarily a new topic, talking about cheap milsurps, but I figured there was some new information to be had, or new guns that could be talked about. I don't see too many people talking about. I know like the Turkish Mausers and the Mosin carbines are the most common ones being talked about, but I don't see the TS carbines being talked about a whole lot. I know people will kind of throw out the SKS occasionally. Consider subscribing, I'd appreciate it. Leave a like down below and comment. Now on to the next one. Now the next gun is actually a handgun, and we're going to be looking at the Tokarev. Now the Tokarev I bought this for about 350 bucks. So 350 for this gun, and that's about what they go for. They go from 300 to 450. But I've seen the median price be about 350 to 375. So really cheap, really nice handgun. Fired quite a bit of this. I think I've shot about 300 rounds through it, and it's really good, really nice. Really like this gun. Really great. Haven't really had too many issues with it that I can think of. Now, the price will change depending on whether or not the slide lock is there, safety or whatever you want to call it. I think it's technically a slide lock, except it's not. So safety there. So the safety being on there is going to be a little bit cheaper, and it's not going to be original configuration, but if you just want the Tokarev to have it as a cheap milsurp and you don't really care about the safety, then pick one up, be about 350 bucks. This one specifically is a model or a type 54 made by Norinco from China, so pick one up while you can. Any kind of Tokarev, really, it's going to be, you won't regret it. I really like this handgun. The Tokarev also has a single stack magazine. It holds 8 rounds of 7.62 by 25 millimeter Tokarev. So it's a bottleneck pistol cartridge, so you're going to get a lot of velocity out of that for a pistol cartridge, which is also cool and good. I really like the 7.62 by 25 Tokarev. Probably my favorite pistol cartridge at the moment. Next is going to be really any type of Mosin M38 Carbine or 9130. These are still relatively cheap for the most part. Now, unless you're a socialist, you shouldn't really be spending $700 on a Mosin Nagant. You shouldn't be spending more than $400 on just a carbine or a 9130. Now, the side-folding bayonet ones are a different story. The PUs are a different story. So, these carbines, really nice. I picked this one up for, I think, $350. Yeah, I bought this for about $350. Really nice. I really like it. Mosin Nagants, 9130s, or the M38 Carbines, good pickup. They're still relatively cheap at around 300 to 400 bucks. Personally, I wouldn't spend more than 400 bucks. I've seen many cases of Mosins in, like this, the friend went to a shop in Wyoming or South Dakota, and they had 5 Mosin 9130s in just average condition, and they're pricing them at 600 bucks. Don't pay for anything, don't pay for a Mosin over 400 bucks. I don't know what that shop was thinking. They must have went to the top of Gunbroker and saw, oh hey, they're selling Mosin 9130s for 800 bucks. Let's price them at 600. The rifle's not worth that much. There's a reason there's probably 5 that have been sitting there for the last couple of years. Not worth 600 bucks, not worth 500. I wouldn't even spend 400. Keep it under 400 for Mosin carbines or 9130s. The side-folding bayonet M44s are different, and we're going to be getting into that shortly, but these are really good guns. Now next is going to be an honorable mention, and it's going to be the side-folding bayonet M44 Mosin Nagants. So these are going to be pretty close to 500 bucks. I think I just spent under 500 bucks for this one. I think it was like 490 or something like that. I bought this the same time I bought the Turkish Mauser, so really good. Has a lot of life left in it, and it's been a fine rifle. I've shot it quite a bit, have no problems with it. So yeah, if you find one and it's a good price, I probably wouldn't spend more than 600 to get an M44, but they're around the $400 to $500 price range, depending on where you find it. So next we have the SKS. Now, these are pretty good rifles. I really like them. 20-inch barrel, firing 7.62 by 39 is pretty accurate. That extra 4 inches of barrel compared to an AK, you're going to get a lot better accuracy. This one's specifically a Yugo. The Yugos tend to go for a bit more. I think I paid $5.90 for this after tax, so it was around $5.60. But these are going just bare SKS, not the Yugos, but like the Chinese or the Russians. The Russians will probably be more in line with the Yugos, but they're going to be around $500. I think my local shop has an SKS that is $430, but this was actually the first gun I ever bought. That's going to do it for cheap milsurps going into 2025, or cheap milsurps. They're getting up there in price. That's just the nature of military surplus at the moment. So if you're interested in any one of these, check them out. They're going to be roughly under $500. Some, at least at the very end, you may find more than $500, but look at it, don't impulse buy, do your research, make sure it's all original or it's how you like it before buying. Don't be this guy. Don't spend $700 on a Mosin 9130. You're going to look like an idiot. Just don't spend no more than $400 on a 9130. But if you guys like the content, please leave a like down below and consider subscribing. We're close to 1,000 subscribers. That would really help get us there if you subscribed. Comment down below on what you think I should do next. And thank you.